What's up, beautiful people? This is your girl, Nola. I am back in the building to do something new, right? I want to do some trending topics, some hot topics, some of your favorite topics that are hitting the blogs that we want to discuss. And the reason why I want to do this is so we can get more content out. So this first group of people, this three-way relationship that I want to talk about today is Tim Anderson. We did a reading on Tim, his wife, and also the woman who is his side chick who thinks she's the main chick, or she's the main chick and thinks his wife is the side chick. It's very confusing. But we're going to do Tim Anderson. We're going to revisit this reading. The reason why I want to revisit this is because, of course, Tim and his wife just had a new baby. But there seems to still be, Dejah seems to still be making it known in some way, form, or fashion that she's still dealing with this man. So we're going to ask the question, is she still dealing with Tim Anderson? Is Tim Anderson still sleeping with Dejah? And where is this going to leave his marriage? Because at some point, you know, I know as much as his wife wants to try to hold on to this marriage, at some point you have to release this man, right? You have to let this man go and let him be for the streets, right? Because he's not going to stop messing around, obviously. My sister who follows these people, she follows them very closely. She was even saying there's another woman that be, you know, at Tim Anderson as well. So Dejah is not the only one, right? And as you know, he's cheated before, even with someone else. So Dejah and Tim Anderson's wife, right, are beautiful. They're both beautiful. But Bria and Dejah seem to be taking shots at each other. This is because, I guess, first of all, Dejah's been doing some subliminal stuff. But she was recently in some legal trouble, which she denied. Of course, I think it was Gossip of the City proved that she was arrested. So Dejah was arrested for, I believe, suspended license, child endangerment. She tried to say it didn't happen and that it was a lie. But then Gossip of the City proved that it was, in fact, true. I don't know why she was lying about something that can be easily pulled up. This doesn't make sense. Anyway, she shows up taking a picture in a new car. And that this shows something about Dejah in her new car that Tim bought, right? And girl, you looking 90s fine. Woo, Dejah, somebody posted that, right? So it looks like Dejah and Bria started to have some words back and forth. This is the neighborhood talk caught it. Bria and Dejah with some tweets, right? So Bria says, I'm not going back and forth with no girl, highlight girl, capitalized, or girl in big, who can't get shit in their name. Quit going toe-to-toe with people. God gonna spin the block for every single time. God gonna spin the block every single time. And then Dejah writes, how I'm gonna stop. And then obviously she must have liked something that says, she keeps thinking that's her man. I'd be like, okay, girl, what? Girl, if anything, he ain't none of y'all, man, even though he married, because he is over here having a whole baby. He's over here fiddle-faddling around. So let's go ahead and get into this. Spirit, give me the energy around Tim Anderson. These men will let women be their downfall every single time. Give me the energy around Tim Anderson. Is he still sexually dealing with Dejah Lanee? And he has his messages, the Knight of Pentacles. He has the Seven of Swords. He has the King of Cups, the Tower card. He has in his messages the Knight of Wands, and then he also has the Emperor. Based on his messages, he's still sneaking around with it, right? The Knight of Pentacles is support, right? Providing some financial support. But he's also still seeing Dejah in his messages. That Seven of Swords represents him being what? Sneaky, right? Underhanded. He was able to keep it wraps for a little bit. But the problem is you can't keep anything under wraps to somebody who's willing to expose you, right? In that message here, this represents Dejah, right? Emotional manipulation, right? Volatile. You don't know what she's going to do or how she's going to do it. Behind the scenes, they look like they're having a tower moment. So even though this is the first time it's spilling out onto social media, there seems to be a back and forth that's been brewing for a while behind the scenes. This represents an upheaval, a change happened, a revelation that this has still been going on between Dejah and his wife. There's an upheaval. There's also talking about shattered energy and some frustration. This man is at the center of these women fighting and having a problem. So the bottom line is this. He's still sneaking around with Dejah. And Dejah, she's still allowing this relationship to take place. He's manipulating the situation on both ends with both women, right? This is what it talks about. The problem with Dejah is that she thinks he's telling her the truth about everything. The problem with Bria is that he thinks she's telling her the truth about everything. At the end of the day, this man is manipulating all these women, right? Both women and probably some more. This is what it talks about. He is a good father. He shows up as a good father figure and a solid foundation for his children. But just know he's seeing, he's double talking to both people at the same time. And it feels like he's still seeing Dejah as well. Give me the energy around his relationship with Dejah. Will this relationship grow? Will it flourish? If he ever decides to really divorce his wife, will he actually end up being with Dejah, marrying Dejah? Will he actually be with Dejah for real, for real? If he decides to ever leave Bria Anderson. Give me the energy around Tim Anderson. He has the 4 of Cups. He has the Hangman. And then he has the 5 of Swords. I keep saying this, and I don't know if this girl thinks that I'm just playing around, but I want to say this to Dejah. The minute that Tim Anderson gets free from Bria, he's going to keep doing what he's doing. He'll see you, but he's not going to fully 100% commit to you. He has in his messages here, reevaluation, right? You know how they always say this, you ever heard this saying, a person can burn a candle at both ends until the candle is finally gone? That's what he's going to do. He's going to burn. What's funny is, and that's my chair, sorry. What's funny is, Tim Anderson will go between these two women until he's lost his wife, and then he's run his course with this lady, Dejah, and then he'll end up having a reevaluation, right? He'll start to self-destruct, and then he'll have new perspective, and then he'll be releasing Dejah. So the thing is that when you think you have a prize and you don't, because what he's gonna do is, the minute his wife really leaves him for real, he's going to self-destruct. And then he's going to get into a phase of indecision. And that's going to be a delay in throwing a monkey wrench into his relationship with Dejah. I read for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And I see hundreds of men doing the same thing that Tim does every single day. And that is that they keep playing around in their marriage until they lose their marriage. And then they finally free to be with the side chick. And he never really be with her, right? And that's exactly what he has in his energy. Notice this card, which is the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is that message of the person that's going to sit back and fold their arms and never make the effort to do what is right, right? Look at Martel Ho. He did all that with Melody, right? He still hasn't married that side chick. He still hasn't made it 100% official. This is what I'm talking about. So let's ask this question. Will he and Bria actually get a divorce? And who will file first? Because I feel like it's coming. Give me the energy. Ooh. So the star card is here. That star card represents, right, at some point, the relationship, it just runs its course with Bria too, right? That talks about, and this could be her because she's had star card energy in reverse. Despair. Give me the energy around Bria and Tim Anderson's marriage. What's going to happen there? Girl, you went and had another baby for this man. Girl, he is literally for the damn streets. 2 of Pentacles, the Sun card. This represents a separation. So this represents at some point the relationship, again, even with Bria, it runs its course. This could be another 1 to 24 months starting now, where they could be going back and forth. At some point, this represents the relationship goes into a separation. The Sun card represents too much has happened. It's too much negativity. This is too unrealistic to me. Like, just imagine you as a wife having to put up with dealing with a person who refuses to leave and he refuses to make her go. They have the Hermit on the back of their hand. And again, I don't want to make these too long. And that Hermit represents, again, this is a separation. This is a separation. And this talks about in 1 to 2 years, the relationship could be over, even with the new baby, right? This is what it talks about. I said it before and I'm going to say it again, right? I don't care if they had their baby. They're headed for separation. Who is separating, Spirit? Give me the energy around what's happening. How is this separation and this taking place? And they have in the messages the 9 of Wands. This talks about on the edge, right? At some points, pulling back. And there's a walking away, escaping. This talks about too much bad energy, bad luck. A person wanting a new beginning, right? This person wanting to focus on their self-confidence. Frustrated. A Tower Norman is back. The Hermit is back. Their separation. And it's falling on Bria. At some point, Bria, she's in her Queen of Wands energy. Bria is going to say, you know what? I think too much of myself. I think too highly of myself. And guess what, Tim is right behind her in his Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. This represents scattered energy. So just know, do not be surprised. And I know they love to watch these videos, but do not be surprised eventually if the lady Bria decides to move forward from her marriage with Tim Anderson, because she's over it. She's done her best. She had this baby. She thought they could make it work. It's still not working. He is still seeing as the lady. He has no intentions on letting her go. Even after he and Bria are done, it feels like he can still deal with her while he's dealing with other people. And at this point, he's emotionally immature, and he needs to just be on his own and just focus on, you know, being single so he can just date who he want to date and deal with who he wants to deal with. Eventually, he loses his marriage, right? This lady walks off. He goes into a tailspin. And then what's crazy is that even though he looks like he's going to try to be with Dejah, he doesn't even be with Dejah either. He ends up burning the candle at both ends, losing his wife, and then he's going to have a lot of regrets behind it. At this point, it is really on Bria to just let this relationship go and go about her way, right? I could see her trying to, you know, again, fight for her marriage. But at some point, you got to be able to, you know, see it for what it is and understand and know there are no changes with this man. He's not going to do the right thing. He wants to be in a relationship with two people for two different reasons. And we talked about that in the first reading. And the problem is that, you know, he's telling them both something, right? That's why they're both fighting. That's so stupid. You don't even get why both of you both fighting so hard, because he's telling you both something you want to hear, right? That's typical. But we wish them the best of luck and take care and stay blessed. But I feel like eventually, do not be surprised if you hear, and even if he files first, it doesn't, I keep telling y'all, stop worrying about who files first. Sometimes a person will file just to get ahead of another person, right? That's what people do nowadays. But just trust and know, eventually, this lady, Bria, she's going to eventually want to break from him over this entire situation, right? Take care, stay blessed, encourage, and empower. This is Hot Topics. Peace and blessings. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget you can book your appointment at BlueNolaTarot.com. I'm running a special. Bye.